Today's video is brought to you by Squarespace, my go-to for building a website and online shop.
Hello everyone. Today I'm going to show you how I clean my glass oil painting palette. I hope this video is useful. It's not as fun as a painting time lapse, but it is a very important part of the painting process, keeping the studio tidy and clean and keeping all of our supplies in order. So underneath here I have my palette, which I'll reveal later, but these are the important tools that I need to use. So right off the bat, we have my paint scraper. I just got this on Amazon. You can get this on at Home Depot or Lowe's or any hardware store. It's just a pretty stereotypical paint scraper with a razor blade that you can remove. You can just get a pack of razor blades and swap these out if this gets dull or too dirty. I have paint thinner. You can use Gamsol, whatever brand, just keep the ventilation nice and open in your studio. I use this Sennelier Green for Oil non-toxic plant-based paint thinner that I usually pour into a silicoil jar because I use it for underpaintings as well. So I'm going to be dipping my paper towel into this a lot when it comes time to polish and clean. And then I also have my shop towels, and you can also use paper towels for these. Also, you can find them on Amazon or any sort of hardware store. And then optionally, I also have my artist palette knife. This is the knife I use to mix paints. Sometimes I like to scrape off any huge dollops of paint with this first before going in with the paint scraper, just to get the bulk of the work done. And this is my palette. It actually comes with this container that you can use to seal and then freeze all your paints. This is the New Wave brand, Masterson, New Wave Masterson, I think. I'll leave the link in the description. I'm not sponsored by them or anything. I just found this really useful. So it comes with this lid that usually I press really tight and you can squeeze all the air out, and it has a really nice seal. And this nice flat container. This palette measures 12 by 16. I got the gray one. And some people, myself included, were confused on how to open this palette in the beginning because there's not much room for you to stick your hand in. So a trick is, that my friend showed me, is to pick like an empty part of the palette and then stand it up vertically and then kind of catch it in your hand like this. So then you can take it out. So yeah, let it fall, but fall into your hand. And I've been using this palette for the last few months. It's been reused, refrozen, and at this point it's just a mess and could use a nice kind of makeover, I guess. A lot of these are like completely dry. So I will begin cleaning, and hopefully this is a nice, satisfying, and fun to watch experience. And I'll be doing it in real time to show you it doesn't actually take that long. This is one of the tasks that I always procrastinate doing because I feel like it's going to take forever, and it actually just takes a few minutes. So let's get started. So I'm starting off with a folded sheet of my paper towel and my artist palette knife, and we're just going to start scraping off some of the excess big dollops of paint. See, these dollops are actually not completely dry yet, but they're dry enough where the paint quality isn't as good as you want it to be. A lot of times with paint, it doesn't have to be completely hard as a rock for you to want to get rid of it. And it does suck to waste paint, but I think in painting a lot over the years, and especially going to school, I realized that trying to salvage half-dry, unusable paint is going to result in just more work for you as a painter. And it's better to just waste that paint and use brand new paint so that it's fresh and easy to paint with. Otherwise, you're kind of being limited by your material. So over the years, I've gotten comfortable with mixing a decent amount, but also knowing when to throw it away. Now that that's done, let's go in with the paint scraper. Now for the fun part, very satisfying. Taking out my paint scraper, I have my jar of paint thinner open and lots of paper towels ready to go. So of course you want to put some pressure onto your palette against a flat surface, and then make sure it doesn't move. This palette already comes with these kind of non-slip corners, which is nice, but you want to just kind of very gently and slowly start sliding the paint off. And it's important you slide away from the hand that's putting pressure on the palette instead of towards, because sometimes these things can slip and you don't want to accidentally cut your hand. That would be very unfortunate. So yeah, slide away from your hand. Slow and steady wins the race. And just enjoy this process because it's super fun. I usually like to put all these paint shreds just on like a piece of paper towel that I put nearby. And then in the end, I kind of wrap everything up and throw it away. Yeah, and then we just slowly kind of make our way around the palette until everything is clean. Again, I'm going to do this in real time, so I'm not going to time lapse anything. Just to show you. Actually, in real time, it would take a little bit less time because I won't be narrating, but sometimes the blade gets dirty and I just take another clean paper towel, dip it in the paint thinner, and I just, in between, give the blade a very careful wipe so that it can be clean while it continues to work. And I think my paint scraper only costs about $10. My palette was, I think for the whole set, the palette plus container is maybe around 50 to 60. Again, I will check the prices and list them in the video description, but these are things that up front do have a cost, but I think is a very valuable investment because I've been trying to manage my palette for years and tried so many different iterations of how to do it, and I found that this current setup is my absolute favorite. It is so convenient, so easy, so fast, and also the most satisfying. You know, a lot of times, like back in the day, I would use frames, like photo frames, and I would pop the glass out and use that to serve as my glass palette instead of just paying for like a treated piece of glass like this one. And that worked, but I found myself unable to scrape the paint off without being like severely paranoid that something would go wrong, because I didn't want the glass to crack and cut my finger. So having this piece of glass that's been treated, that's made especially for painting, gives me way more peace of mind, I think. But you know, with the free glass that you get from popping out glass from a photo frame, you also don't really have to clean them. You can just throw them away if they get too messy and dangerous and you have a lot of glass to use. That was my solution back in the day. All right, I think now most of the scrapable bits have been scraped off. Let's do a few last kind of courtesy scrapes, and then we can take a paper towel. I will clean up this tool later, but we'll take a paper towel and just kind of grab everything and wipe it, set it aside. And now take our paint thinner, dip in another paper towel. So I usually end up using 3 or 4 paper towels for this. And give everything a good wipe. This part is also really satisfying. it's like polishing or varnishing almost. Since we've scraped up most of the loose bits, everything is just completely easy to wipe down. I also like to wipe down the table around it. Sometimes I get paint around it. My work table is pretty dirty at this point, but I still like to, you know, pretend that I can keep it perfect and white and clean, but we'll see. And yeah, now we have a completely clean palette. Wasn't that super easy? So yeah, I promise in real life when you're not filming a tutorial and trying to narrate and change camera angles, it'll take even less time than it took me for this video. But now we have a beautiful clean palette. Hope this was useful. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.
And of course, you guessed it, my eternal never-ending sale is still going on in my shop. So if you'd like 20% off your order of prints and originals, just enter the code HOLIDAY at happyd-artist.com. And if you're interested in learning more about how to paint and draw, I have lots of art educational content on my Patreon page, including exclusive video tutorials, step-by-step photo tutorials, live streams, podcasts, and even surprise art gift boxes. All available at patreon.com/happydartist. I'd love to have you join my Patreon family. A big thank you to Squarespace for sponsoring this video and supporting the art community. I've been using Squarespace for 10 years now, and it's been an integral part of being able to make a living as an artist. Aside from their beautiful customizable templates and easy-to-use interface, Squarespace now has so many robust tools to help make website building be both effective and intuitive. There's a new design intelligence feature that uses a combination of industry experience and cutting-edge AI to help you make a website bespoke to your brand and digital identity. Squarespace takes the intimidation out of setting up an online shop with their intuitive e-commerce platform that accepts every type of payment method you can imagine, all with just a few simple clicks, so you can easily sell your work all around the world. Head to squarespace.com for a free trial, and when you're ready to launch, go to squarespace.com/happydartist to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. Also, if you want to check out more artworks, works in progress, and just random daily artist adventures, feel free to check out my Instagram, and you can follow me at the handle @happydartist.